Greetings and welcome to another episode of Q Points Podcast. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is Jay Ray, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay III and Sir Daniel.
Yes.
The category is...
Well, Jay Ray, ladies and gentlemen, them, theys, hims, and hers, we have been here at Q Points. We've been trying to figure out a way to tell you this, how to let you know this. There's only one way that we can say it is that your favorite rapper, MC, is a butch queen.
Yes.
That's right. Your favorite rapper, your favorite MC is a butch queen. And before we delve into this conversation, we want to make it absolutely clear that the people that we are...
Abundantly clear.
The people that we are mentioning and that we are paying homage to, quite frankly, this is no indictment on anybody's sexuality, because when we begin talking and delving deeper, you will realize that the title Butch Queen has nothing really to do with a person's sexuality, but it is a persona that a lot of people, especially a lot of Black men, don on themselves to show up in this world in particular situations. So I think that, Jerry, we need to start off with a definition of a butch queen. Please.
Yes. So butch queen as a term is historically and synonymous with Black queer culture, right? And it is a way to identify a person and how they show up in the world. J-Ray is identified as a butch queen. So I would fit into the butch queen category. So if you've ever met me, you actually have met a butch queen. Okay. But the formal definition is the following, right? The definition of butch queen, and this is according to Wiktionary. Wiktionary.
I went to school with Wikishi, but go ahead.
You did? Okay, cool. Is one, a gay male who is neither overtly masculine nor overtly feminine, but displays the mannerisms of both genders. Now, what's really important about that for this conversation is that's just the definition, but extract out the gay male part and just focus on the male part, right? Because what we are talking about for this conversation has nothing to do with sexual orientation. It's literally a energy. It's the way people show up in the world. And I would argue, Sir Daniel, that butch queen is the thing that folks are attracted to that they can't explain.
They can't put their finger on it, but if they did, I'm not going to tell that joke. But can I add one caveat to this, J. Ray? All right. So the term butch queen also is used heavily in ballroom culture.
Yes.
And I know in 2026 and over the past few years, people outside of the Black community have been co-opting a lot of terminology, and just the whole ballroom culture. So I want to say this and make it clear. White men cannot be butch queens. I'm sorry. This is not for you. The same way that the lesbian delegation has decided that studs cannot be white, butch queens cannot be white. I'm sorry. Just sit this one out. This is not about you. I know that all the co-opting and all of that's been happening. It's going to stop here. We are drawing a line in the sand. Huh?
Yes.
That this term is not for you. This term is not for you. And I also bring up the ballroom culture, because the butch queen persona, as J. Ray said, it's not about sexuality. It's also about survival, if we're going to keep it real.
Ooh, you better talk duality. About that.
It's about duality. The term came from the survival for young Black gay men living in the inner cities, having to code switch, if you will, at times, and survive in the urban jungle. And so you could put on this persona of a tough, a b-boy, someone who's, and a lot of them aren't putting on. They really are that
Yeah.
gutter with it. They really are. They grew up in the projects. They grew up hanging out on the stoops with their friends, cracking jokes on each other, and some of them sell drugs. Get into other illegal ways of making money to survive. Again, I think the root of all of these terms, these personas, is survival and protection.
Yes.
So I think that needs to be said as well. And I think this is the perfect time, J. Ray, to talk about this because the scene has been set over the past couple years. Like recently, we had the whole dandy. At the Met Gala, the whole dandy gala, and the theme of dandyism and exploring dress and the way Black men present and show up in the world. And we also have here in Atlanta, we have SCAD has the Andre Leon Talley exhibit right now showing all his journey through fashion, through his clothing and the armor that he put on. And so I think this is the perfect time to discuss why your favorite MC, your favorite rapper, your favorite tough guy on the mic right now is a butch queen. Yeah. And we're gonna have some historical figures as well, J. Ray, right? We're gonna talk about some people.
Oh, yeah. So we in fact, 1, 2, 3. Well, 2 of the people on my list are historical, and then like we have one, and then like there's the final boss, which we will talk about in a little bit later. The final boss of rapper Butch Queens.
So do we want to delve into the list, or what you want to do?
I do want to say. I want to say one thing.
Sure.
I feel like with all of these folks that we're going to talk about, and I don't know who's on Sir Daniel's list, so we're going to talk about when we have like overlaps. I think what makes them special, and you'll be able to see it, like when we say the names, going back to that definition, and when we say the names, you'll be like, oh yeah, I can see that. And I want to be really clear that is what I think is these men's superpower in terms of how they walk through the world. Absolutely. It's not something that has to be stated. It is not about sexual orientation, but this balance that these men show up in the world having is attractive to everyone. And I feel like that's just really important to say, because all of the folks that we're going to talk about are like stars. Like these are like famous people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like it's a good time to just kind of rattle off some names. And I want, for people that are listening, I want the pictures of those folks to pop into your head. And I want to know immediately what you have to say.
Yeah. All right. So you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. I think everyone will agree with my first pick. I think he's the reigning hip hop butch queen. He's the reigning not boss, but he is the reigning hip hop butch queen. And can I even call it hip hop anymore? But that's a whole other conversation. So my number 3 pick is Tyler, the Creator.
Good choice. He's not on my list. Okay.
Tyler, the Creator is just that. I think what we tap into is that creative spirit. There is a duality of spirit that comes along with creatives. It just is. Those are people that are able to see the world through both lenses, through both energies, and can emit through both energies. And lately, Tyler has been playing with it even more in the way he shows up, in the way he dresses, in the some of the situations that he's been pulled into online. The lyrics, the raps that I don't give a about your pronouns. I'm that and that. Those things. He said it. And I think, and there's also, I think as he gets older, he's becoming comfortable and secure in who he is, and in whatever way he shows up sexually, because I think he's made it clear that And maybe that is another superpower of J Ray.
He's very ambiguous. He's very ambiguous. We put him
ambiguity of it all. Yes.
Yeah, the queer community I think has put Tyler in like the queer umbrella, but I'm like, he's very ambiguous with that.
Yeah.
And I think he has allowed that to be a superpower.
Right. We're not giving him he's not getting any kind of keys to the city, as it were.
No.
Nobody's giving
no queer icon awards for Tyler.
He's not performing at Pride or anything like that anytime soon, I don't think. But for me, Tyler the Creator, and the way that he shows up and in the powerful way that he shows up, puts him at number 3 on my list of butch queens that are MCs.
Yeah. Love that pick. My pick is going to be controversial. But I think the moment I say the name, y'all will get it. LL Cool J is number 3 on my list as rappers who are also butch queens. So here's the deal.
I see. Okay, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the reason why we're talking about this.
Here's literally the reason.
J Ray and I had one of them text conversations. I saw the picture of LL performing. It was in Philly, right?
Yeah, for New Year's.
For New Year's Eve, and he came out in a full mask.
Yeah.
And a fur bomber.
Yep.
And I immediately texted J Ray. I screenshotted the picture and texted to J Ray, and I said, "Wow, this is so ballroom of LL Cool J, and I love it for him. It's so ballroom of him."
Yeah.
And after I sent it to you, I was like, "Oh, we got to talk.
We got to talk about this." Yes,
butch queen. You know what I mean? You know what Paris means. LL is a butch queen. I agree with you, but go ahead.
No, absolutely. So LL Cool J, since he burst on the scene, and I think people will want to tie this to the fact that he's light skinned and the fact that he is kind of hip hop's original pretty boy in a lot of ways. But here's what made LL special. Number one, skilled on the microphone, right? So you were never going to be able to take his skills away. But what took him over the top is he also knew, oh, but I look like this, right? So LL embraced the idea of kind of being hip hop's first, like literally legit sex symbol. So this young man in the 1980s had all of these women swooning over him. But part of what that energy was the balance. So when LL does I Need Love, and he is being like, you know, sentimental on the mic, he's doing this at a time when rappers are not encouraged to do that. This is post Run DMC, when suddenly hip hop has shifted. So if we look at hip hop in the late 70s, early 80s, we see a lot of references to funk, which means flashy costumes, which means midriffs, which means leather harnesses and all of that, which is a flashback to 70s and also is queer coded. Let's just say what it is. But LL, so under Run DMC shows up and is like, no, we wearing like jeans and leather jackets and fedoras. And
we ain't taking our shirts off.
We ain't taking our shirts off. Like, you know what I'm saying? We men up in here. LL shows up post that, and
that jacket is going to be off the shoulder.
That jacket, right? You know what I'm saying?
Going to be bouncing. You're going to get all of it.
You're going to get all of it, and so the recognition of the power in embracing that energy, that feminine energy, that balance of the masculine and feminine that LL showed, I think makes him number 3 on amazing MCs that are also butch queens.
And I think LL is an amazing pick because my number 2 pick comes from the same era as LL Cool J, and true, and maybe it's because they're both Capricorns, but true to the ostentatiousness of these gentlemen, and being an MC there was a time where being an MC, just because you were rapping doesn't mean you weren't a showman. Doesn't that mean that you didn't show up on stage trying to get everybody's attention on you? You did whatever it took to get everybody's attention. For LL, that meant unzipping his jacket, putting it off the shoulder, taking his shirt off completely, and handing out roses. Anything to garner people's attention, because the Butch Queen persona craves attention, loves attention, and the final boss, now that I think about it,
Jesus,
absolutely loves attention, and true to MCs, getting attention and being recognized for not just your skill, not just your records, but what has your skills and your records and your dominance as a rapper, what has it garnered you?
Yes.
It's garnered you applause, screams, and money. So my pick was absolutely the best at showing off his flavor with his abundance. And so that makes my number 2 pick Slick Rick.
I was wondering if he was going to end up on one of our lists. Yeah.
So, okay. So there's this long going joke about whether or not you can't tell if a man is gay. He's like, well, is he gay or is he British? And and that's for anybody that has a British accent. A lot of people are like, well, is he gay or is he just British? And that is because British men, black, white, whatever nationality that comes from London and overseas, have a distinguished way that to most Westerners, to most Americans, seems a little soft, seems a little fey. And so what happens is in when you show up like that, as a Slick Rick did, he came off with a panache, with a little laissez-faire attitude about him, and he's definitely was a ladies' man, was definitely talking about the women and all the attention that he could garner from them, picking them up, his conversation with Mona Lisa, and how he was very fly with it. And that has to be said, Butch Queens are very verbose, or have a lot of them, some of them have a way with words. And Slick Rick, clearly the best storyteller in hip hop, has a way with words. But I want to go back to the ostentatiousness of it all, the presentation. If you've ever seen Slick Rick live, what is Slick Rick going to do? In his heyday, Slick Rick would come out with a nasty old fur coat draped to the ground, his Kangol, or he may have had it on a crown Kangol at the time. And when he would open up that coat in flair, he is completely drenched in gold chains.
Yes.
And a lot of people will say that points back to the African kings, the Mansa Musa. I hope I pronounced that. Musa Mansa. I hope I pronounced that right.
Let us know in the comments.
I'm sure they will.
Right.
And being adorned in all the gold that you had to show that you had power, that you had money, you had all the things that a lot of, especially black men, we want to have to show up in this world, and specifically because the world says that when we can't have it, we shouldn't have it. And because we do have it, they want to take it from us. Yeah. So I think that is why Slick Rick, in his brilliance and the way he shows up, and what I love about Slick Rick is that, and I think that's what makes him attractive to everybody, is that he never tried to be the overly macho dude. He wasn't doing all of that. He too could give you a hip hop ballad with Teenage Love.
Teenage Love, yep.
And and was able to still be fly with it, and just be. And so that's why I appreciate the Butch Queen in my number 2 pick, Slick Rick.
Yes. Oh, I love that pick. So my number 2 pick is actually more contemporary. And it's interesting. There's only one person on this list that doesn't have slow jams. It's kind of like a hallmark of, on my list, that doesn't have slow jams is not a hallmark of their thing. But my number 2 pick is Kendrick Lamar.
Wow. Huh. Okay.
And here is what I think is so beautiful and brilliant about Kendrick Lamar, and actually was probably ultimately Drake's downfall. Because Drake and the Kendrick and Drake battle happened post Kendrick's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album, which was Kendrick Lamar's bearing of all of these things that he had been dealing with, talking about related to family and all of that stuff. And he laid it all bare on this record. So post that, when you ain't got nothing else to lose and say, you know what I'm saying? That's like deep. Oh, you going like you're battle tested at that point. What could this person say about me that I haven't already said? I told you on the record already, this is happening in my world. Kendrick Lamar gives me Butch Queen energy because, once again, of the balance that he displays in how he shows up in space. I saw it on full display for the first time at the Super Bowl. Go back and watch the Super Bowl performance where Kendrick is showing up in with that wonderful gold brooch that I'm like, oh, that's lovely, Kendrick. The way that showing up, doing this, and in militaristic fashion, doing all right and performing with precision,
Yes.
but also commanding this space with this hot gold brooch on. I was like, yes, serve us. And it let me know immediately, oh, this man is balanced. Because let me tell you something, if you're not balanced and you are living in this space of this hyper masculinity, or what masculinity means, you're not putting that on. You can't.
It's so funny you bring up the Super Bowl performance. I think Kendrick's Butch Queen powers were on display the minute the camera focused on him and he locked into that camera and said, "Hey, Drake."
Oh, well, that was
big
peak Butch Queen
energy.
Literally.
Like, hey, Drake. Like, what's up, bitch? Like,
you want to talk about
Drake.
big Butch Queen energy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was like, oh, this man is a menace. And most Butch Queens, a lot of Butch Queens tend to be a menace. And we will talk about that when we speak on our final boss Butch Queen.
Absolutely. So, for me, it is the balance of things. It is ability, like Slick Rick, we just talked about. Like LL, Kendrick Lamar is a brilliant MC. He understands the power of words, what words mean, how to use them. And also, like LL and like Slick Rick, Kendrick Lamar might have the most hit-laden hip-hop slow jams catalog of any rapper of all time. His slow jam was the biggest song of 2025. The joint with SZA, Luther with SZA, was the most streamed song last year, and it's a slow jam. And so for every record he's done, he has a slow jam on it. So Kendrick Lamar is my number 2 pick for kind of one of my favorite hip-hop Butch Queens. Shout out to Kendrick.
Absolutely. You know what? Ashe. I dig it. Okay.
Who you got?
We're here at number 1.
Who's your number 1?
And I think this is going to be controversial because of the recent shenanigans. But if you've followed me for a long time, you've always known, I've always said that this man is a Butch Queen. And I said this is the straight, well, at the time I would say this is my favorite straight Butch Queen. Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh my God, yes.
is, for all intents and purposes, is the number 1 Butch Queen on my Butch Queen list.
Yeah.
Now, the jury is out on him being an MC, but we cannot negate the history that he has had in the hip hop universe. We cannot negate the things that he has been able to do and present while he was within the hip hop arena and working with a lot of rap acts, so on and so forth. So it makes sense to me that Diddy is on this list because, and there's a bit of there's a bit of stunt queen in every butch queen. And Diddy has proven time and time again that he has pulled many a stunt
Yes.
over the past 3 decades of him being in the public eye. But I will say that all of the things that we spoke of in regards to presentation, especially presentation, as far as black men wanting to show that they can be the flyest, that in the room, that you are going to give him all the attention when he walks in the room, that is going to happen. And there was a time when Sean Combs personified that. And you can see that Sean, knowingly or unknowingly, co-opted a lot of ballroom, or helped usher in the co-opting of ballroom culture and queer culture by including, and I don't know, and he's definitely not the first to do this, but by including stylists who came from the community, who come from the community. And so a lot of your favorite rappers, the way they showed up, the way they were dressed, was 100% facilitated by somebody who came from the community. And Diddy, in all his flamboyance and all his grandeur, he was completely drawn to that. I don't know any other person that loved a cape more than Diddy. Do you remember that Met Gala when he showed up with Cassie?
And it was like down, and Cassie ain't nowhere to be found, child.
Baby, Cassie is behind the cape. Cassie, he's got the cape draped open, and Cassie is hidden behind the cape, because this moment is about him, clearly. Because Mama was posing on the steps with his legs, perched, and had the cape draped out so you can get all of the elegance of this cape.
Butch Queen energy.
big Butch Queen energy. And it always made me laugh because of how there was still, at that time, there was still so many people, specifically young black men, that wanted to aspire to that. Aspire to, or at least aspire to the heights that he had risen to in our eyes at the time. And I was like, y'all just don't understand that you all are being glamored and being hypnotized by the Butch Queen energy, by the Butch Queen glow. And you have no idea, because you think that has nothing to do with you, but it absolutely has 100% to do with you, because you are part of it. It's already in you.
It's already in every bit of us.
There's a lot of you out there that get on these balloon pop shows, and the way you downgrade the women that are on these shows, it's clearly giving Butch Queen. The way y'all talk about the women, and from their hair to their feet, is a lot of Butch Queen energy. But you don't know that, because I don't know, you still have the blinders of hyper masculinity on. But enough about that. But yes, and you know how I know, and the reason why Diddy also was number one on my list was because he was able to influence even the men on his label. There was a time, if you look at the way the Lox presented prior to the No Way Out album, there was a time the Lox was just about, they were regular Tim's, team shirts and J's. Next thing you know, they're in suits.
Right.
Shiny suits at that. And, because Sean understood that there is a valid, there's a validity to being outrageous, to being flamboyant, especially in the entertainment category. So he recognized that and made that part of his arsenal. And for that only, those reasons only, is the only reason why Sean Diddy Combs is my number one Butch Queen.
Good choice. My number one is going to be really controversial then.
Okay.
So my number one choice is Tupac.
So crazy that you said that.
Yeah.
Tupac was my honorary mention.
Yeah.
But yes, please speak on it.
Tupac is one of the architects of, I think, what it means to be like a hard rapper, but also embracing the Butch Queen energy. So this became apparent to me. I didn't know how to explain it at the time. But the I Get Around video is, I think, the first time that it was really apparent to me that Tupac was doing something different, right? With how he presented. I remember specifically pieces of that video where I'm like, what is this? What is this that nobody else is doing, right? There's bubble baths, there's all of these pieces, right? The gold chains and all of this, the shirt off with now the tattoos and all of that stuff, right? And now, as I reflect, I'm like, oh no, Tupac was giving Butch Queen energy. This is, so if there was a category in Ballroom where it's like Butch Queen, Tupac would have got his 10s.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that there were categories created for Tupac.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead.
So, same things as the other artists that I've been talking about, right? One, a really solid slow jams arsenal. He's one of the architects of doing that. You could hear Tupac rap slow jams on R&B radio today. It's a regular thing. I hear Dear Mama all the time. Wordplay, stellar, well read. That's the other thing. I don't know about LL, but I absolutely know for Kendrick and I absolutely know for Tupac. They were theater kids.
Absolutely. I'll thank you for saying that. Tupac was absolutely a theater kid.
Oh, yeah. So those things that made him a good rapper. We haven't talked about this, but I think this is really important and folks need to get it. Hip hop has always been, you mentioned it a second ago, showmanship, but it's the theatrical aspect of rapping, where especially if you're emceeing and you're a solo act, you have to take up this whole stage. There's nothing else with you. There's probably a DJ, but all you got is you. And what makes you good at that is you understand how to be on stage and how to take up a room. And Tupac showed it in his lyrics, and he also showed it as he became an actor. So it's always interesting to me how, if you look at the All Eyes on Me cover with Tupac, I'm like, y'all do realize that that's like a leather corset that Tupac is wearing.
America's Most Wanted.
Right.
Baby, him and Snoop. Baby, that is one old Jean Paul Gaultier corset.
Right.
That he is in. And wearing the hell out of it, but it is a corset.
Yeah. We just need to be really clear about this energy. And once again, what made it work is I think he got it. Like, I think he got that this is a thing that it was going to do. And he was probably, I'm sure, given the girls going to love this, right?
Absolutely.
Ladies, $40. I need you. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, the ladies going to love this. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like where we get in trouble, to that point that you just made, Sir Daniel, is young men and are being kind of like, ooh, what is this thing? It's why y'all all love Prince, right? Butch, baby, next level Butch Queen energy, right?
Butch Queen up in pumps, literally.
Literally Butch Queen up in pumps, right? But what I want us to embrace is the fact that this energy matters in all of us. And I think Tupac got it. I think Kendrick got it. I think LL got it. They know what's possible when you are your full self and you are balanced. And that's why we love them. But yes, Tupac is my number one hip hop Butch Queen.
Listen, love it, because Tupac was on my list. He was honorary. Yes, all of the things that you said, the flair for the dramatics, the ability to garner attention, to use his looks,
Oh yeah.
use what he got.
Yep.
A lot of people are using what they got to get what they want. And he was able to tap into that. And I think, audience, what you all have been complaining about, what we've all been complaining about, what is missing is that a lot of people don't tap into, a lot of these young people don't tap into duality, they're not tapping into any energy. They're tapping into something dark. I don't know what that is. But I think what we are missing is that flair, that thing that excites us about each other. And you're absolutely, everybody that we've listed has a plethora of fans and admirers of both genders, of all the genders. I'll say that. And again, as we stated at the top of this episode, this is no indictment on how they show up sexually in the bedroom, because none of us know what they do in the bedroom. Well, maybe my number.
Well,
anyway,
I mean, your number one pick. We know more about
maybe that's too much. But yes, I think this is a solid list. But J Ray, we have to crown the final boss. We have to crown him.
Yeah, y'all. Y'all know who it is.
Yeah. I think y'all know who it is.
Y'all know who it is.
J Ray, I'm going to give you the honors. Please go ahead and say it.
It's 50 Cent. Like, there's
Curtis.
My dear God in heaven, there is no rapper walking the earth today that exudes. Oh, but not only is he a butch queen, Sir Daniel, he's a messy butch queen too.
The most treacherous of all kinds of butch queens is a messy butch queen, because a messy butch queen, out of survival, like I said before, out of survival, this duality that they have to have in this world because of whatever circumstances life has given to them, out of survival, at times has to become very ferocious in whatever they do. And Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has proven time and time again that he is the only, I think messy kind of belittles it. Yeah. It's beyond messiness. It's a very calculated way of living, and it's based on survival, because nobody puts that much effort into being petty without it about being protection, because there's something that he's trying to protect within himself and protect about himself still to this day. No matter how successful he is, he's trying to protect himself in a way that he feels attacked. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is going to find some way to out petty you and to read you in the nastiest way that he knows how, which is through what he does.
TV shows. It's
buying the rights to your life.
Right.
Going out to taking your baby mother out on a shopping spree and on camera, and buying her houses and cars, and giving your child a scholarship to whatever school he wants to go to. 50 Cent has and will do that just to assert his prominence and his dominance in this field of entertainment.
My God, today.
The final boss, Butch Queen.
The final boss. Sir Daniel, this was super dope. I'm actually really glad we had this conversation. I really hope y'all are here with
I hope you all too.
Yeah, like I think if there's one thing that we can do, in particular as it relates to black men, because all of these folks that we're talking about are black men, is give brothers the room to express however it is that they choose to express, and not make it an indictment on their sexuality or their sexual orientation. Because all of these men that we've talked about had the unique opportunity to exist in their fullness, right?
Yes.
And I think that's the piece that we need to give brothers the opportunity to do. Not all of the best MCs are butch queens. We only mentioned these because these are the ones that stuck out. It's not all of them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because we need balance and we need difference. And not everybody is a butch queen. Not every gay man is a butch queen. You know what I'm saying? So give Black men the room to show up in the world however it is that they choose to show up. And if we give brothers that room, we might get some amazing experiences from them being able to do that because they can be who they are. So that's what I hope folks take away is all the folks that we've mentioned have lived fully.
Absolutely.
One, dear God, is the last year was a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was a lot.
But see, that's what happens when a butch queen uses his powers for evil.
For evil, right? So there we go. So see here and don't use your power for evil. That's the lesson there.
There it is. And you know, ladies, I really want the sisters to pull up close to this episode as well. Mm-hmm. I think this really is a prime example, a good lesson of why it's dangerous to label anything a man does as sassy.
Yep.
It's very dangerous because it costs people their lives. It costs people their mental health.
Yep.
Simply because if you don't allow men to be themselves in whatever form that shows up,
yeah,
you are going to create monsters out of people who don't feel like they're able to do and be. Yeah. Then that anger and that frustration comes out somewhere else. Yes. Sometimes it comes out in a fist that's aiming towards you in your relationship because that man you're with has never been able to fully realize who he is emotionally.
Yep.
Because at an early age he was told, I'm breaking that right now. I'm going to break that out of you. I see something that I don't like. Mm-hmm. That makes me nervous and makes me unhappy. I'm going to break that within you. And so you're going to suppress because you're not really breaking anything. You're suppressing. Yeah. And you're suppressing and pushing down emotions, energies that are going to show up in some form or fashion. And unfortunately, a lot of men, for them, it shows up in violence.
Yes.
And so if you want to curtail the violence and stop it immediately, I say you allow people to be who they are.
Be who they are. And it starts with young people to that point for brothers who resonate with this. You know what I'm saying? This is where we've been having the conversation about therapy and how important it is. This is the time to pull up. You know what I'm saying? To your therapist to have these conversations in a very real way. I love that we were able to do this because we're not talking about nobody is gay. That's not what this is about. We're talking about the ability for Black men to show up in the world as their full selves. And we all deserve the ability to do that, Sir Daniel. So
absolutely.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us as we explored this category. Category is your favorite rapper is a butch queen. And if you enjoyed this show, please subscribe wherever you're listening, right? But tell your family, friends, colleagues about the show because if you enjoyed Q Points, chances are they will enjoy Q Points as well. Visit our website at qpoints.com where you can check out a whole bunch of episodes. We have so many episodes that you can watch now, and you can do that on our website at qpoints.com and visit us on Substack where we have a whole bunch of content there, and visit our store at store.qpoints.com where you can get some fresh gear and the whole 9 yards. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
We absolutely do. And so for everybody that popped up on our list, come get your crowns. You got your 10, get your trophy. You snatched this whole episode.
Yes.
You definitely deserved it. But as I always say in every episode, in this life, you have a choice. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I am DJ Sir Daniel.
My name is J Ray, y'all.
And this has been Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We will see you on the next go round. That category is closed. And this was 10s across the board. Peace.
Peace, everybody.